Hello, budget bakers. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we are making a delicious back to school treat. Do you love pecan pie? Okay, so these are like pecan pie mini muffins. However, I use walnuts for two reasons. First of all, I prefer walnuts over pecans. You could definitely use pecans or any type of nut that you like. And reason number two, walnuts are more budget friendly typically than pecans, okay? So we are making walnut pie mini muffins for back to school. These mini muffins are delicious for lunch boxes, for after school treats, or maybe for a weekend treat for you and your family. So this particular recipe is very economical to make. I have figured the price according to me using walnuts instead of pecans. You can use half and half, whatever you like. But for me, this recipe today is costing us less than $4. I think it came to $3.91. Let's just round up to $4. Super economical, super delicious. You guys are gonna absolutely love it. All right, so to get us started, I have my walnuts here, and we need 1 cup of chopped walnuts. Wasn't sure if this bag was gonna do the trick. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more, but let me chop these up first before I add more, because sometimes after you chop them, you actually have less than what you think. Because once you chop them into little pieces, they fit into the cup better with less air, so to say, and I might need more than I think. So let's get these chopped up. I guess I could have used a bigger chopping board, but that's okay. This is gonna do the trick. And make sure you chop them up into little bitty pieces, just like the chopped ones come in the bag. Okay, let's get these measured. And it is definitely a bit less than half a cup, so I am going to add a few of my pre-chopped walnuts to make it a cup. Perfect, and now I will wrap these up and put them into the freezer so that they don't go to waste. All right, so now I have the rest of my ingredients ready. We are going to start by spraying our mini muffin tin with nonstick spray. I've got the oven preheated to 350 degrees. And if I'm being honest, I don't remember how many muffins this recipe makes. So I'm going to spray the whole pan. But for some reason, I think it's going to be less. But it's okay. Better have it prepared and not need it than the opposite, right? All right, so now what we're gonna do is we have a bowl here. We don't even need a mixer for this recipe, okay? So in this bowl, we are going to add our nuts, our sugar, and our flour. So here's our 1 cup of chopped nuts. We have 1 cup of brown sugar that has been packed. Check that out. As packed as it gets. And then I am adding my flour, which is 1/2 cup, and I have also added 1/2 of a teaspoon of cinnamon to this because I like cinnamon. Cinnamon reminds me of fall, which reminds me of back to school, so we're adding a little cinnamon. Do you like my apron? It says Deanna's Kitchen, and a good friend of mine gave me this. Gosh, was it for my birthday or was it Christmas? But she did. She had this made just for me. Wasn't that sweet? Okay, so here we have our dry ingredients, and then in a separate bowl, we are going to add together our melted butter, which was 1 stick, and 2 large eggs, which I am going to beat together. Now the butter is salted butter, and it has been melted and cooled, okay? So that's what you want to do at home. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the eggs. Okay, just making sure it was cool enough. We don't want scrambled eggs. to the butter, and then we're going to add that to the dry ingredients, okay? There we go. Add it in. Stir it up. That's it. Then we're gonna pour it in together. We're gonna pour it right over the dry ingredients. Let me break up this flour a little bit. Okay, and now we are going to stir this all together, and I'm just using a fork. A fork to me is a little bit better for this than a whisk, just because of all the chunks, and a fork to me is a little bit on the firmer side. All right, now here's the thing. This batter is very wet, very sticky, okay? So the first time that I made this recipe, I got nervous because I didn't know if it was correct, but it's correct, okay? And when I told my husband what I was making today, he got very excited when I said, I'm making the mini nut muffins. And he said, oh. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my medium ice cream scoop. I got this from Pampered Chef, and it's lasted me many, many years. It's the medium-sized one. And I am just gonna start scooping this into the pan. 1 scoop per muffin. Let's see, I think that should do the trick, because you want to fill it about 2/3 full. Yeah, 1 scoop. We're going to go through, we're going to do them all. Now, I do have a little trick with this recipe because it is pretty sticky, and if you've ever had a pecan pie, you know, pecan, however you guys say it. If you've ever had one, you know that they're pretty gooey, right? Like when you take a bite, like it's very soft and gooey. That's the best way I can explain it. Well, these muffins are too, okay? So my trick is you have to let them cool completely before you remove them from this muffin tin after they're baked. If you try to take them out before they're completely cooled, they will stick and drive you crazy. So that's my tip, and that was lesson learned the hard way. So what I like to do is I like to research recipes, guys. And then after I do my research, I come up with my own recipe. And that is how I discovered this particular recipe right here. Took a couple, 2 or 3 different recipes that look good, and then I kind of read them through and came up with my own. So here you have it. All right, now look at this. We're gonna fill this pan, absolutely fill this pan, which is great because these will not last long, okay? So if you make this recipe and you love it, like we do, what I recommend doing is purchasing your nuts when they're on sale and popping them in the freezer. This way they don't go rancid and you don't waste your money. This way the recipe would cost even less for you to make. All right, so I have filled the whole pan, the whole mini muffin pan, 24 muffins. I'm just gonna give it a little shake, a little tap. I don't wanna tap it too much because I don't wanna hurt your ears. And I am going to pop these in the oven. The oven is ready for me. It's ready at 350. We're gonna pop them in there for about 15 minutes. You know your oven better than I do. My oven typically takes a little bit longer to bake, so I'm gonna pop these in for 15. I'm gonna check them at 15, and I'm gonna see if they're done. Now keep in mind that they are on the sticky side even when they're done, okay? So what I'll do is I'll show you the process along the way. Let me go ahead and get these in the oven. Okay guys, as I'm cleaning up, I just want to let you know there's probably enough batter in here for maybe 2 muffins, and as much as I hate to waste, I hate to put a whole muffin tin with 24 muffins in with 2 muffins in it. So I'm sad to say I am going to go ahead and I'm going to discard the remaining. Like I said, I might be able to get 2 muffins. It might even be 1.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it, as much as it hurts my heart.
Hey guys, so here we are after 15 minutes checking on our mini muffins, and you want to see the muffins start to pull away from the sides of the pan. So let's take a look at this, and you can see that they're starting to pull away, but what I'm going to do is I am going to pop them back in for about 2 more minutes.
Well, we're back, and my muffins have cooled. What I did was I let them cool on the counter for about 5 minutes or so, and then I popped them in the fridge to finish cooling all the way through. So what I've done is I've taken a butter knife here and gone around the edges to help me remove the muffins from the pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one of these for you so you can see how I did it. I'm just gonna kind of saw around the edge a little bit, loosen them up, and then you just give it a little pop. There you have it. All right, so I'm gonna taste one of these. It's been since last fall since I've had one. Oh my. This is why they're addicting. You can taste the nut and the cinnamon, and they do resemble the pecan pie, in our case walnut pie, because they're gooey and chewy. It's not your standard cakey type muffin. Hang on, let me come over there, open one up for you. All right, here we go. Here's our muffin. There you have it. You see what I'm talking about? It's got like a chewy center. And they are really, really good. I must have left them in the refrigerator for about, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 minutes, something like that. And they're completely cool. But you still want to take the butter knife and run it around the edge, because what happens is, you know, it sticks a little bit. So you just want to run it around, easy peasy, and pop them out. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I'm looking forward to getting them taken out of the pan and sharing them with my family. My daughter has a couple of friends here today, so I'll share them with her friends too and get their input. But thank you again for being here. If you've enjoyed this video, I ask that you subscribe to my channel, give my video a like, and you can even hit the little bell, and whenever I have a new video come out, you'll be notified. All right, friends, I'll be back soon with some more fall-inspired recipes. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'll see you soon.